It's an East-West showdown in match number 2, show number 1 in our men's 10-pin series. Danny Cabanos out of Surrey, BC against Mississauga, Ontario's Russel Serwetnyk. And it'll be Danny Cabanos in the blue getting things going. First time in a TV series, 2 perfect games to his credit. High average last season of 204. Danny Cabanos.
And you know he's got some game when you qualify out of a very tough British Columbia field, Steve. Good looking shot to start. Got a little bit different angle to the pocket than we saw Corey Clayton, another right-hander in the last match. Goes around it a little bit more, bigger arc to the pocket.
Cabanos going to his spare ball.
4-pin, a little bit of a hook.
Opens with a mark, it's a spare in the first frame as Russ Serwetnyk gets up. Production manager Colgate-Palmolive when he's not bowling. Opening frame starting on lane 12.
Similar line to what Corey Clayton was playing, and the danger there is the more you bowl on it, the more you pick the same line, the quicker the conditions change. You actually wear a trough in the oil, you'll push it down so your break point changes. This is where experience is a big piece of things. Making those right decisions and changes.
Tough split to open with, does not convert. So it's an open frame for Russel Serwetnyk.
Pretty smooth 5-step, quick feet, but solid at the foul line. Said in the opening that Russ has only been bowling 2 years. That's a bit of a lie. He bowled from 1975 through to 85. Then he quit the game for 17 years. That's a good shot. He was right on that target again. 10 board, about 36 feet down the lane. Came back. He's only been bowling the last 2 years. And he said he really noticed change in lane conditions, change in equipment. He's really had to learn the game again. And he credits Sandy Lowe's, one of the Team Canada coaches, and Joe Kayak with getting him ready.
We're off the gate.
So Russ was open in the first frame, comes back in the second with a spare. And that brings up his opponent in this second match of show number 1 in our series, Danny Cabanos.
Third arrow.
Ooh, got lucky there.
Big break, and he was on the inside. Danny's been playing it. We'll talk about that rangefinder that's down there. It's a 10 board. He was trying to get outside that to about 7 or 8. That time he was right on, and the ball was up on the nose. Broke up that possible 210 split. Takes advantage, makes the spare.
Couple of spares to begin his match against Serwetnyk for Danny Cabanos. Danny Cabanos, first ball in the third frame, working on a spare.
Got it outside. Came back strong. Little bit late. Have to change that a bit. The ball was almost behind the head pin. Leaves himself the 7-pin. See how late that was. The ball just took out the 5-pin, and the 10-pin was late going down as well.
Third spare in a row for Cabanos, the man from the coast. An open frame and a spare. Not a great beginning for Russ Serwetnyk.
Please, sir, I want some more.
Want more? Get it in the 2004 Sierra 1500 Crew Cab. It has more standard horsepower, torque, and towing capacity than Ford or Dodge half-ton crews. Still want more?
I want more.
You've got it. With incredible deals during Canada-wide clearance. GMC, building legends.
How many times have you been in the middle of a job and needed a different tool? And then you have to find it. Not a problem with the amazing Benchmark Flip Grip, available only at your local home hardware or home building center. When you need to switch, all you have to do is flip, from needle nose to flat nose and back. And now there's the Flip Grip Mini. Small, convenient, and flips from needle nose with wire strippers to cutters. You'll flip over it too. Pick up a Benchmark Flip Grip and a Flip Grip Mini today. Only at Home Hardware. Help is close to home.
Is that the Williams boys again?
No, I think it's Canada.
The new City Petro-Points MasterCard is here, and Canadians are celebrating. Every time you use the card, you'll instantly save 2 cents a litre at Petro-Canada. Reward yourself, all with no annual fee. Apply at Petro-Canada today.
His work saved millions of lives. His legacy is staggering. Frederick Banting. Is he the greatest Canadian? Comedic warrior Mary Walsh makes her case for your nominee, Frederick Banting, the greatest Canadian. Monday at 8 on CBC television.
Four spares in the strike. Russel Serwetnyk trying to make it 4 in a row. A rocky beginning. Open in the first, spare in the second, but strikes since then.
Get down. Yeah, baby.
Some days you just get all the breaks, Steve. That looked like a good shot when it left his hand. He was talking about not short arming, get good extension and follow through. He does that, but maybe a little bit too much speed. You can see the bowling ball never touched the 5-pin, but he gets some rolling around. 5-pin kicks over, takes out the 4-pin late.
Wow. Danny Cabanos replies with a strike of his own. He was working on a spare from the 5th, and he strikes in the 6th.
Danny's got to get a double here to get back in this match. He's made good shots. He's just a little bit unlucky. But keeping the clean, making all your spares is an important part. Got to have a double to get back in this match, though.
All marks so far. 4 spares, 2 strikes. Trying for the double. First ball in the 7th frame. Danny Cabanos.
Oh, that one held. Good shot again. Starting to look a little bit more comfortable on his release.
We have got ourselves a match.
Nice smooth approach. A little bit of a stutter there at the foul line as he finished that slide. Great reaction.
Serwetnyk trying for 5 in a row.
Inside, he was about 11 board at the break point on that one, and you could see it went a little bit high. Leaves himself the 4-pin.
I think he knew that the moment it left his hand.
Good solid spare.
His second of the match. So it's Cabanos who's picked it up. Serwetnyk cooled off. Russel Serwetnyk working on a spare. First ball in the 8th frame.
Inside. Held. Keeps smiling. He makes a mistake. He's gotten away with a couple. But for the most part, he's made good shots. Pretty good bend at the foul line there. He really rips the ball at the bottom of the swing.
Well, he rattled off 4 in a row, then he went to a spare, and he's come back with a strike in the 8th. Here's a man who's trying to triple. Not to be.
That one was way right and no chance of coming back. Gets out there in kind of never land.
Well, all marks so far. Can he continue that? How tough is this one to spare?
1-2-4-8. Gonna slide it down that rail. Brooklyn basically exactly like that. The 8-pin was the key in that spare.
Textbook stuff from Danny Cabanos of Surrey, BC, as he puts up another mark. All marks so far. 5 spares, the rest are strikes. This is his first ball in the 9th frame. Has a potential of 224. Compare that to Russel Serwetnyk's potential of 247.
And spares aren't going to make a difference here in 9 and 10. He's got to have strikes, Steve. Just like that. Danny has really made some good shots. Just a couple of errors in speed left himself tough spares. He's made them all.
And that was strike number 4 for Danny Cabanos. Russel Serwetnyk trying to double. First ball in the 9th.
Oh, got a big break. A little bit right on that one, and the ball came back for him. Now he's playing in a really good location, and that's the biggest thing.
Serwetnyk back on a roll, trying for the triple. Cabanos needs to strike out.
10th frame.
Russel Serwetnyk trying for the triple with his first ball in the 10th frame. Looking at a potential score if he strikes out at 247.
Another good shot. Dead on the mark. Carries the 10-pin late.
Can he finish with 5 in a row?
Well, it'll be a good finish going into the next match. This game is pretty much sewn up. All he's got to do is keep it on the lane.
Needs only 8 pins to put this one away and advance to the semi against Corey Clayton.
He really needs 4 because he gets a double count on strikes, but I mean, that was dead solid.
Big smile from Russ Serwetnyk, the winner of this match against Danny Cabanos. Still has that potential of 247 if he can strike out with this ball in the 10th. He's sitting at 4 in a row, looking for 5 in a row.
Well inside that time. Went up on the nose. 310, but still 245. Great game.
Started with an open frame and then a spare, but from that point on, Russel Serwetnyk got it on a roll and finished at 245. Danny Cabanos can't win this match and move on, but he can finish at 224. He's trying for a double with his first ball in the 10th frame. All marks so far, but one too many spares for Danny Cabanos.
Oh, that's the difference. Carry. Russ Serwetnyk with 2 4-timers. He carried when he made a mistake and got away with a couple of shots. He bowled well, but he got away with a couple. Danny, on the other hand, he'd get to the pocket, wasn't quite as lucky, didn't carry. That's the difference in this match. Both bowled well.
Another great ball from Danny Cabanos, but it's the classic too little too late in his match against Russel Serwetnyk. He can finish at 224 with another strike here, but still lose by 31 pins.
Pretty good game. 223.
223 for Danny Cabanos, but that can't match the 245 from Russel Serwetnyk. So it's Serwetnyk with the win over Cabanos, who moves on to the semi against Corey Clayton.